DeMarcus Covington, to what you said, has been by far the weakest link amongst the coordinators. You can look at the Drake May offense, and granted, Drake May is a huge part of why the offense has looked significantly better over the 9 weeks that he's been the quarterback than it did when Jacoby Brissett was the starting quarterback for those 5 weeks. But Alex has a hand in that, and they have evolved as time has gone on. It's not perfect. Sometimes they're too conservative, although once again, I will tell you that Jerod Mayo is incredibly conservative and has approached the entire season conservatively. So who's giving the message to Alex to be conservative on those? Hey, it's 3rd and 14. Let's just run a little wide receiver screen, get 6 yards and kick a field goal, attempt a field goal versus, hey, you know what? We have Drake. Let him run around, see what happens. Maybe he makes a play and we continue the drive. But Covington, since week 2, and I've been on this since week 2, they have been a bad defense. They've played 2 good games defensively from start to finish all year against the Bears, who were cratering and fired their offensive coordinator the day after that game. And obviously their head coach, I think, a week or 2 later. And then, of course, week 1 against Cincinnati, who historically does not know how to get out of bed for the first month of the season. That's it. Otherwise, week in and week out, it's major league gashings on one side, whether it's through the air or on the ground, or in this case, both. 232 passing, 163 yards rushing, 10 of 15 on 3rd down. Just an absolute train wreck. But once again, after the game, Mayo continues to say, oh, we had guys in position to make the plays on defense. He doesn't say that about offense. He says it about defense, which continues my theme of
there's a divide.
That's his one hand-picked guy. Everybody else was Elliott Wolf hired him because I don't have a tree. I don't have enough guys. I don't have enough contacts because you didn't let me go outside the building and go coach somewhere else for a couple of years. You tried to keep me here. You kept me here. You gave me the promise, and I'm not ready for this job. And it's been proven pretty much since week 2, he's not ready for this and hasn't been ready for it. He makes missteps at the podium. And last night might have been the worst one, where when he was asked about—
Is that quote real?
That quote is real. So on 3rd down, 3rd and 1 from the 4.
Good Lord.
3rd and 1 from the 5, excuse me. In a 2-score game, they run up the gut twice. 3rd down, 4th down. They do not get it. I thought Antonio Gibson might have got hosed on the spot on the 3rd down, but okay, too many bodies in there. 4th down, run it up the gut, linebacker unblocked, scrapes off the nose guard, blows up the play, stops Ramondre Short. Asked after the game if there was any consideration to having Drake May, who's 6'4", 6'5", 220 pounds, to quarterback sneak. He said, "You said it, I didn't." To the reporter, Phil Perry from NBC Sports Boston. "You said it, I didn't." He was asked to clarify a couple questions later, and he's like, once again, we decided not to do it, but I just wanted to correct. But clearly, he took Alex Van Pelt, slapped the bus in reverse, ran him over, went forward, came back again, got him a second time, then had to address it in his Monday morning press conference. I'm sorry. His answer didn't make any sense this morning. He claims that Alex was like, what? No, we're good. Like, whatever. Huge divide. And to me, this is another sign of poor leadership and sort of scurrying for the life raft. I'm not going to save you. I'm going to save myself. And I think there's almost, I've been saying this for a while, I wouldn't touch Alex, but I think Alex is going to be the fall guy.
Yeah. All right.
100% he's going to be the fall guy.
We've
and
seen
then
this
you know
story
what you're
too many
doing?
times.
You know what you're doing? Then you're starting he'll be a second-year quarterback with his second offensive coordinator. Oh, by the way, not that Mac Jones is nearly as talented as Drake May. 3 OCs in 3 years. Like, you've gone down the road of this is what bad franchises do to mess up possible franchise quarterbacks. Like, we've seen it a million times. Sam Darnold maybe being the perfect example, a recent example, as we talk about the year he's having in Minnesota. He got derailed by a Jets coaching staff, and it's taken him how many years? 6 years to recover. Like, some of these guys don't ever recover. So it's rough.
Yeah. I guess, like I said, last thing on that, it's kind of coaching. It's not coaching like you don't give a shit, because I don't think that's the case. But it does feel sometimes it's like just like winging it a little bit. It's like, oh, whatever. It's like kind of looking at things as if you're still a coordinator and like someone else will be the fall guy if, and like, or kind of coaching as if like, you have the pressure's not on you in a sense of like, not a big deal. And just think it's a dangerous game. It's hard to flip that switch. And if guys in the locker room get used to the way you coach and in one way, it is hard to kind of go back in there and rebrand. It just is. So, yeah, I don't know. This whole staff, I don't think has covered themselves in glory at all this year. And it probably will be Van Pelt. That'll be the fall guy, and someone will take the job because they want to still a franchise that's well respected, and they have a young quarterback that could be special. There's a lot of money and weapons and potentially and all that stuff, but it won't happen. But I'm not so sure. Just fully saying, hey man, it's 1 year. I know it sucks. We're gonna fully clean house, and like we're just gonna start over. And like it's not no disrespect. It just maybe you weren't meant to be a head coach. I don't know. We've seen it happen before. Again, this isn't gonna happen, but I don't know. I think some team would come in and be like, some guys would come in and be really excited to go coach Drake May. Like it'd be a really good selling point. Probably, frankly, might be the best job on the market if you knew you had all this opportunity to grow. But yeah, it's not been great. I'm not overly impressed.
Not been great at all. And yeah, they've sunk to the bottom, and I'm not sure that they've hit rock bottom just yet, which is a scary proposition. But I guess when you have 2 decades of success, it eventually comes around on you.